All right, welcome in, ball hockey fans. It's CBHA Nationals ball hockey here on the home team. I'm the Spaz Man, your round mound of sound. Our next battle is between the Victoria Vipers and the Big Hot Men. We've already seen the Burlington Junior Aces beat the Grand Prairie Cobras 6-3. Then the City Boys barely hang on to beat the Kamloops Junkyard Dogs 8-7. And now we've got this battle between the Big Hot Men and the Victoria Vipers. So we're coming at you live from the Edmonton Soccer Center South in downtown Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And as I said, it's the Canada Ball Hockey Nationals. The National is in the house. We'll be back to bring you all this action right here live. We'll be back in a couple minutes. CBHA Nationals Hockey. All right, ball fans, here we go. Ball hockey at its finest. CBHA Nationals, and we are underway. The Victoria Vipers wearing the purple tops, and the Big Hot Men wearing the North Carolina blue tops, their sweaters. And we are underway. Big Hot Men going right to left, and the Victoria Vipers going left to right. And apologies, I do not have a roster for the Vipers, so we are just going to have to do the best we can there. But game time 6:31, or I should say 6:16, my bad. So ball right up here along the near wall, taken out by the Hot Men. Boy, this one will be fun to watch if you like colorful sweaters. Like I said, you got that powder blue of the Big Hot Men and the purple, which is my personal favorite color, of the Victoria Vipers. So ball out of play, and we will have our face off. I believe first one off to the right of goal, here in the ring to the right of goal. Head coach Brendan Hall for the Big Hot Men, and Paul Smith for the Vipers. Off the face-off, ends up going down into the Big Hot Men end of the field. Couple 100 feet away, about a couple 100 feet, right, from end to end, about 100 across. Ball out of play, wholesale change, fresh legs. So face off in the ring to the right of goal in the Big Hop Men end of the floor. Kept in by the Vipers up top. They're going to backhand pass over to the left alley way up top. Once you gain the zone past the blue line, you have till the red line to keep it in the zone. Whereas ice hockey, it's the blue line. Well, here in ball hockey, it's the red line. Left-handed wrister. Man, the penthouse was open over the shoulder of goal, but unable to hit it from the right hand high side. The high wing. Vipers carry it. Now up top. They bring it down the right alley, kick it back over to the left side. One-timer, slapper, no good. Rebound, can't poke it in. Great job defensively there by the goalie from the Big Hop Men. I'm not sure which one that is. I don't know if it's one, it's RJ Polzer. If it's 31, it's Peter Spence. We'll keep an eye on that, and I'll let you know and confirm for sure. You know, normally I would be able to ask about that, but, and speaking of which, if I hammer a name, I apologize. I mean, I can tell most of them, though. Especially Elijah Friesen. That is a racing name that I'm very familiar with. Stuart Friesen, NASCAR truck star, dirt superstar, dirt racing. Ball up top near the blue line. Here's a wrister sent way high by the Vipers, number 14. And if you take a look, you can see the mandatory protective equipment that is mandated. You have to have a helmet, and for the most part, they're all the same color. You have to have some type of glove, and you have to wear shin guards. Face off right there in front of the Big Hop Men's bench. Gets sent all the way back down into the Vipers' end, and the Vipers will carry it up. Going to dump it down. Dump and chase. They put it on goal. Stopped, though, by the men. Dump down and in, and again, you have a couple, different varying schools of thought. Carry it in or dump it in. And I think, that depends on where you're at in your shift, how hard you want to work, and, whether you have the legs or not, and also what the defense is doing or giving you. When they all come up and match you up, when they mark you up by the blue line, it's hard to get past. So they dump it down and in, do the Big Hop Men. Right there at midboard. Nobody in the slot. Puts it on goal, puts it on frame, and the biscuit in the basket save by the Vipers will bring on the face-off. Want to thank all of our sponsors here for the CBHA, this broadcast as well. Please visit our sponsors, and when you do, please send them an email, a text, a message on Facebook. Leave a post thanking them for supporting this broadcast in CBHA. Carried down on the far side, brought it all the way down. That was number 13, and right there to make that easy stop. You got to make that goalie move. You cannot go right at the goalie. You have got to find a way to make that goalie move. All right, so that is Peter Spence in goal. So Spence in goal for the Big Hop Men. And again, no roster for the Vipers, so I can't give him a shout out. Not a whole lot right here. All right, just doing a little bit of housekeeping. Just doing a little bit of housekeeping as we roll along. So face off in the ring to the right of Spence. Now off to the left-hand side. Kept in by the Vipers. Along the boards, taken away by the Vipers out in front. How he did not hit that is beyond me, bro. How he did not hit that. That was a beautiful pass, a beautiful look. Had a nice little run going down the side. Now here's a run for the Big Hot Men. They do gain the zone, keep it in. Left-handed wrister, loose, picked up by the Vipers. Sent up to the neutral zone. And ends up going out of play. So we will have a face-off, I believe, on the dot right over there, opposite. Oh, nope, it went off of one of the Vipers' sticks. And as I've said a couple times here during the course of this broadcast, I simply love the fact that they have to fight everything. They have to fight for everything in hockey. Ice hockey, field hockey, ball hockey. There is no alternating possession. You have to fight for it. Like they're fighting in the corner to try and drag that ball off of the wall. Do the wall. Here we go. Right at the ring. Left-handed wrister, no good. Left-handed wrister on the side by double eights of Nolan Schmidt. Nolan Schmidt trying to put the Big Hot Men on the board first. Knotted up at 0 bagels. All bagels on the board at this point, folks. With about 9-10 minutes left to play. So ball goes out of play. Some fresh legs making their way out onto the playing surface. Men's C action. Big Hot Men and the Victoria Vipers. So face off in the ring to the right of goal. Vipers carry it up through the neutral zone. They gain the, wide open on the elbow. No good, and what a great job by Spence to cover that up. Boy, I'll tell you what, how the Vipers did not come away with one there is beyond my mortal comprehension. Wow. Peter Spence coming up massive on that little series to keep this thing knotted up at bagels. Vipers coming back the other way. Or I should say, my bad, the Big Hot Men coming back the other way. I got my colors confused there for a second. Here's the men looking for somebody. Nobody in the slot. Well, you got number 15. You got number 15, which is Ethan Minovich. You had him in the really high slot, but you had nobody in the hot area right down there in the middle. If you can control the face-off, the wall, and the slot, you're going to pick up the dub. That's where I'm at with that. But with the ball going out of play, we are going to have a face-off on the dot just this side of the blue line. Sent all the way down into the corner, and what a great foot race to try and get there to it. Vipers can't come up with it clean, so here we are in transition for the Big Hot Men. Man, great save there. Great glove save. And how many times do you see that? How many times do you see a right-handed glove and a left-handed stick? You don't see that a whole lot. And I dig that, being ambidextrous myself. So they try to put it on goal, and you know what? Do that. Put it on goal. And here's a nice little shot from the slot up top. No good. Now the feed from the side. Can't hit. Boy, these Vipers putting out a lot of pressure, and it's a lot of work to come up empty-handed. But while you're doing that, you're also wearing down that defense. Rister from the high slot. Here's a new offense for the Vipers, who send it down into the big hot men end. You know, I'm thinking those are offices behind that glass down on the other end. Nobody's in the window watching. Field 12, you see it right there from the Edmonton Soccer Center South. Bagels, zeros, 0-0. Victoria, the Vipers, and the Big Hot Men knotted up at Bagels. And here come the Big Hot Men trying to make something happen here. They send it down in on goal. It is on frame, and that is going to force the face-off off of the cover-up by the Vipers goalie. Yeah, I've got a list of names, but I don't have any numbers to put on those names, so. Right-handed wrister from the blue line off the face-off, and I'll tell you, these goalies are working. These goalies are working for sure. So that'll bring a force a face-off in the ring to the left of goal. Shot right off the drop. Goes wide, kept in nicely though, kept in there. By the Big Hot Men, and even though I have a roster, that doesn't necessarily mean that all their names are on it. There you can see that floor surface can be a little bit slippery. Yeah, there's been a few of the Big Hot Men who just simply aren't on my roster. So we're just doing the best we can here, folks. About 5-6 minutes left to play here in period number one. A great back and forth battle. Will it be my first game today that ends up 0-0 at the end of one? Let's find out. Face off in the ring to the left of goal. Have yet to have any penalties, power play opportunities. Boy, the Kamloops Junkyard Dogs almost pulled that off, man. They were trailing. That would have been a heck of a come from behind for the Junkyard Dogs over the City Boys. So ball along the wall behind. Tried to get the wraparound, couldn't. Spence turned that away. Great job by Spence. Now here's the loose puck out in front. Boy, I'll tell you what, that has got to be so frustrating. That's got to be so frustrating for the Vipers to have such an awesome opportunity and to get thwarted at every turn by Peter Spence. Gotta be frustrating. Face off in the ring to the left of Spence. Peter Spence coming up huge for the where you going? All right. Coming up huge for the Big Hot Men. He's big and he's been playing hot, that's for sure. And it continues here for the Big Hot Men. A great first period here. Very entertaining. Very good. Very back and forth here, 0-0. So off the face-off, trying to find control and dumped down and in there by the Vipers. But it goes wide right, ends up out of play, and we'll have another face-off in the ring to the right of goal. CBHA Nationals coming at you live here on the home team. So puck right at mid-floor. Vipers trying to gain access to the Big Hot Men zone, to their end of the floor. Unable to do it. Here are the Vipers. They do gain the blue line. And you're able to come out and make, redo. You have till the red line. It's not the blue line. It's the red line. So the Big Hot Men bring it up. They gain the zone over on the far side. Ends up on the floor and gets his pocket picked. Somebody call the 5-0. I just watch a guy get his pocket picked. So ball ends up right down the slot. Carries it down. Right-handed wrister deflected away by the Viper defense. Picked up one more time by the Big Hot Men, but they lose control, and now we're coming back the other way. A little bit of back and forth here between the blue lines. Very reminiscent of a soccer game. Here is a shot. Loose puck. Can't get the rebound. Yeah, looks like somebody's going to the sin bin for a trip. Somebody going to the sin bin for a trip, and we've got our first power play. Our first power play with very short time. Well, it looks like a minute something, a minute, maybe a minute 40 or something up there on the clock. There you go, a minute 40 up on the clock, and we are set to go, and our first power play Four on three. Power play emo opportunity for the Big Hot Men. Trying to get rid of that bagel. Double bagels on the board in the corner. Kicked out mid-board over on the far side. Back up to the top. Here's a slapper. Rebound comes way out. Picked up by the Vipers. They backhanded out of the zone. So, folks, once it goes into the zone past the blue line over here, okay, they can come back out to the red line before they're offside. Wow, very aggressive stick play there by the Vipers goalie. See, everybody setting up at the blue line. Big Hot Men. The men dump it down and in, but can't make anything happen. Very short on time. Very short on time. Within the final minute, Vipers do the dump and run. Way too much going on up top to try and bust a move through that by carrying it down and in. Ball ends up on Peter Spence. Short time here, folks. The men carry it down. Goalie tries to clear it, can't. Looking to take advantage. Very short time on the power play as well. Short time on both the game and the power play. And if a period ends with a team in the penalty, that carries over into the next period. Looks like we have a little stoppage in play here with just a handful of seconds remaining. Hey, we'll be back in a second. CBHA Nationals Hockey. All right, so that was the end of the first period. And at the end of the first period, we're knotted up 0-0. 0-0. First game of the day for me, where the score was 0-0 at the end of one. So as we head into the second period, I mean, both teams have had opportunities. I think the team that can make the goalie move the most is going to pick up the dub here, because both teams are so, in my opinion, equally matched in all the other facets of the game. I think it's going to come down to goalie play here. I really do. So we're set to go. A fresh 15 on the timer. We switch ends. The Victoria Vipers now going right to left, defending the right end. And the Big Hot Men going from left to right, defending off to our left. So ball goes out of play over on the far side. And you can always normally tell who it goes off of, because they'll do the face-off in the zone of the team that it went off of. A lot of times, if they can't decide, that's when they go to a neutral area for that face-off. Second period underway here, knotted up at 0-0. Double bagels. Both teams with ample opportunity, but the Vipers, I think, with some more quality. I think the Vipers have had better quality looks, but Spence has come up huge and thwarted all of them. He's put the binders on all of them, and he's playing standing on his head, man. He's early player of the game for me. Shot from up top, and Spence with another save and cover up. And for me, like I said, that dude is definitely POTG through the first period. So face off in the ring to the left of Spence. Kicked over to the near boards. And I also think the team that can capitalize on any mistakes, any errors that the other team makes. I mean, anybody who gets on a power play has got to capitalize. They have got to find a way to get one in if they get that opportunity. I mean, this is a high magnitude game, and it's been back and forth. But John Spence has been the big difference in my estimation, in my opinion, for the Big Hop men. Along the boards, over in the corner. Now right at about mid-board. All right, carrying it up down the right alley. But doing the dump and chase so they can get a full wholesale change. Now the Vipers bring it down and just stone cold. I'll tell you what, Peter Spence is stone cold today, bro. Stone cold. Man, that dude is playing a lights out. It's crazy. So right at midfield, mid-floor, and they do gain the zone. Left-handed wrister gets knocked down and deflected. And the guy who comes up limping right thereafter, I think you can tell he's the one that ate the ball. Probably ate it right there on the upper thigh. Or can you imagine getting one on the inside of your upper thigh? Oh, that's going to hurt. Well, you don't have any protezione. Look at my man calling for it. My man calling for it up top. Yeah, he wears 45, and I do not have a 45 on the Rostero, so nothing I can do about that. So with that, we're going to have a face-off in the ring to the right of goal. Double bagels, 0-0 CBHA day number 1 from Edmonton, the Soccer Center South, downtown Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Off the face-off, sent down into along the boards, off to our left, now back to our right. Ball sent all the way down. No flooring, which is ball hockey term for icing. So the Big Hop men trying to mount some offense here in transition. They do carry it along the left side, along the wall, put the brakes on right in front of the big window. Now going to go over to the other window. Bring it up. Plenty of room to work with. There you see, you have to question either the floor conditions or the shoes, because a whole lot of slip sliding away. Whole lot of that going on here today. It's interesting. I mean, these guys probably think way too hard about the conditions or what kind of shoes they're going to be wearing, and we're going to have a delayed penalty off of that little bit of a scrum right there in front of the goal in the crease. And we are going to have a delayed call. Here is the shot. No good. Big time save. Big time save by Spence. I think we're going to have an interference call. And the Big Hop men. The Big Hop men, I believe, are going to go on the power play. Or sorry about that, the other way around. That's the other way around. They're going to go on defense and they're going on the penalty kill, whereas the Vipers are going on the emo in the power play. Face off in the ring to the right of goal. And nice job off of the face off, clearing that off. Clearing that right off. And down to the other end. And there is no flooring in effect when that happens because you're a man down, you're short. You can do that. Normally that would be an icing situation, but not when you're in the penalty. Here's a one-time slapper with the left hand, no good. Rebound can't hit. Man, what an opportunity. Here we're going to do it again. Nope, didn't take the one-timer. Instead goes off the wall down to the ring. Left-hander deflected and slowed down. Now out in front and a great save there. Biscuit in the basket by Spence. I can't say enough about this Spence guy. This cat is where it's at. Another great save by the Big Hop Men goalie, Peter Spence. So off the face-off, won by the Vipers. Lots of snake names here in Canada ball hockey. Right wing from the ring, GLE. Back up top, shot, deflected. No bueno, 40 in the power play. Sent down, wraps around, back up top. Gonna settle in. One-timer, slapper, gobbled up. So, face off in the ring to the left of Spence. Brings it down, right-handed runner. That was a nice little screen set, too. Back up top, out in front, no good. Wow, the Vipers coming up empty-handed on some great opportunities. But it would be a microcosm of the game, and we're back to 5-on-5. We're back to even terms. Microcosm of the game for the Vipers coming up empty-handed. Dude, about halfway through period number 2. Knotted up 0-0. Two very good, very equally matched teams going at it here in men's D action. And now somebody from Victoria. Victoria going to the penalty box. So Victoria in the sin bin. Little 5-on-4 opportunity. Carried down into the zone by the Big Hot Men. Over to the left wing, back to the slot. Looking at it, thinking about it. Instead, passes it down to the ring. Here's a slapper, and it's good. The slapper is good from the right-hand side, and we've got first blood. We've got first blood. There you go. There's the hockey move. There's the hockey move, and that was Nolan Schmidt. Nolan Schmidt gets one for the Big Hot Man. And that came about, I'll put it at 7. So the Big Hot Man, Schmidt knocking one down from the right-hand side. found plenty of room on the short porch. There was a little bit of space. The Vipers goalie left just enough room for him to find some air. But in a fair what do we got going here? Looks like we'll have a face-off in the ring to the right of Spence. Ball makes its way over to the far side, now behind, trying to look back out in front. Vipers trying to tie this thing up and get rid of that bagel. Right-handed wrister, knocked down once again. I thought that might have gone over the line, which means they have to reset, but doesn't look like it. Now the Vipers carry, hit the brakes, stop on a dime, turn around. Mid-board on the far side. They do keep it in. Right-handed slapper going to be covered up by Peter Spence. So there you see it on the board, 1-0, the Big Hop Men leading. And penalty against the Big Hop Men. Let's see if the Vipers can take advantage and knot this thing up. Get rid of that bagel for once and for all. Face off to the right of Spence, but it gets sent all the way down into Vipers territory. Great clear by the Victoria Vipers. Little 5-on-4 action. Now, when he brings it down there, that leaves that other forward, that leaves that other guy, number 19, wide open. You got to think about bumping that back to him. Little drop pass, bang. So ball in a corner, lifted up high, knocked down in time by the Vipers. Oh, and here's a shot from mid floor, and we're knotted up at 1. We are knotted up at 1. So that Victoria Vipers with about 5 left to play. And that was a power play. So the power play comes through for the Victoria Vipers. With around 5-6 minutes left to play, they knot this thing up 1-1. Both teams, bagels gone, straight numbers on the board. Who's going to be the first team to get to the curve number? Because no matter what you do, no matter what happens, if neither one of them score, we go to extra. So ball carried up and through the neutral zone all the way into the far end, and that's one thing about it. Man, if you're fleet of foot, we've got a couple fast teams. If you can get back on defense, if you can shag those loose balls, woo! Tried to center, couldn't do it. Goes through, comes all the way over to the boards on the near side. Pass ahead. Cannot clear, though. Poked away by the Vipers. All right, there you see it, folks. The Victoria Vipers are going to take their first lead of the game. They're going to knock down their second straight goal with, once again, about 5 minutes left to go. And they're going to take the lead 2-1. So the Vipers scoring 2 straight, take the lead 2-1 with about a handful left to play here in the second period. All quiet, no scoring in the first. Then here in the second, we've had 3 goals. 2 by the Vipers and 1 by the Big Hot Men. So ball over on the far side for the Vipers. Can they get 3? Can they get 3 in a row here after giving up the first goal? After giving up first blood? It's like they took that personally. But in case you're wondering, momentum is legit. Momentum is a real thing. And right now, momentum is wearing purple and black. And that's my old professional wrestling color combo. The purple and black attack is back, Jack. So here we go. Face off in the ring to the right of goal. Won by the Vipers, but a great job defensively to blast that ball out of there by the Big Hot Men. Vipers doing a great job of holding the zone. Drop pass, but nobody there. Little lack of communicado on that one. Yeah, we might have a little trippy trap. Maybe a hold. I think we have a hold coming. Oh, slash. Slash-a-rooski. Slash by the Vipers. Or I should say the Big Hot Men. My bad. Strike one. Slash against the Big Hot Men will give the Vipers, who already have momentum, an even bigger boost and give them a man-up opportunity with the face-off in Big Hot Men territory. So ball in the corner, up against the wall, over on the far side, now on the near side. Instead of coming up, they go way up to the top and over here on the left wing. Cross floor pass over to the far wing. Slowly working it down with those 3. Here is a one-timer attempt at the slapper over on the far side. Puck still loose. I called it a puck, didn't I? Strike 2. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've called hockey, and I can't wait to get back to it. Oh, here's a slapper. Here's a slapper. Looked like it went wide left. Here's a wrister from close range. And Spence is going to cover that up. And we'll have a face-off in the ring off to his left. So about 2.5 left to play here. Victoria and the Big Hot Men. Looks like we're going to have a little break in the action. We'll step aside real quick and we'll come back in a minute. You are watching CBHA Nationals action right here, right now. We'll be back in a minute. All right, welcome back, fans. CBHA Nationals ball hockey. The Victoria Vipers leading the Big Hop Men 2-1. Lots of time left in the power play for the Vipers. Over 2 minutes left in that power play. There you see it, 2:35 left in the power play. And they put it on frame, but Spence continues to just play lights out for the Big Hop Men. Face off in the ring to the right of goal. Attempted slapper from up top, no good, but they do hold the zone here on the power play. Again, the wrister gets knocked down off his own guy. Oh, yeah. Boy, they are getting physical on the island right out in front. And that dude's hurting. He ate one right in the bread basket or a little bit lower, if you understand. There you see 2 minutes left in the power play. Boy, the Vipers bringing it. The Vipers bringing it here with the 2-1 lead. It's been a good back and forth battle. Trying to take advantage of the power play. About 1.5 left. 140 left in that power play. Left-handed wrister from up top. Ball will go out of play right here in the Victoria Vipers bench area. So that'll give us a face-off in the ring to the right of goal. 127 left to go in the penalty to the Big Hop Men. Just in games of this magnitude in these situations, yet you have to take advantage. You have to capitalize on these opportunities, especially in a game as this close. 0-0 at the end of one. This is a good game. This third period will tell the tale for sure. But headed that way right now, 2-1, Victoria over the Big Hop Men. Last minute in the penalty. And I'd say pretty close between the penalty clock and the game clock. 40 left to go. Bumped up top. Can't get a shot off. Stead poked away. Poking the ball away is a very underrated and appreciated skill. And time definitely running short, winding down. Victoria leading the Big Hop Men. And time is going to expire on the second period. So with time running out here at the end of P2, the score, the Victoria Vipers 2, the Big Hop Men 1. We'll be back for the final frame to decide it all here in this men's C game. It's CBHA Nationals Hockey. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back in, ball hockey fans. CBHA day number 1, Edmonton, the Soccer Center South. Thanks for joining us. The third and final and deciding frame, period 3, is all up on you. The Vipers of Victoria, the Big Hot Men. Victoria leading a 2-1 off the strength of a 2-goal second period. Got them back to back. Scoreless at the end of 1. 2-1 at the end of 2. And let's see how this thing is going to shake out. Make that 3-1 with Victoria getting their third straight goal. This one comes just with time getting underway in the final frame. And the way this thing has been going, that's a big deal to have a 2-goal lead here. Even if it is at the beginning of the final frame. But Big Hot Men have their work cut out for them here as they now trail 3-1. Couple minutes in to the third period here from Field 12 at Edmonton Soccer Center South in downtown Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Coming at you live on the home team. I'm the Spaz Man, your round mound of sound. I've been having a great time. And it's not done yet. There's a lot of ball hockey coming up. A lot of great hockey. So out in front, man, great play by Spence. Spence has come up huge here. I know he's given a few up, but yeah, you can see the frustration. You can see the body language. You can see how frustrated the Vipers are. They think they should have more than 3, but Peter Spence has a little something to say about that. So once again, you can follow the CBHA on the official Facebook page, or go to CanadaBallHockey.ca, CanadaBallHockey.ca, and check out the website, the official website of Canada Ball Hockey. Here we go. Over on the far boards, right about the quarter of the way up top by the blue line. Loose ball. Give chase. And it's going to be, I was going to say be picked up by the Big Hot Men, but unable to establish any control there and make any kind of rush. Victoria leading the Big Hot Men 3-1. They gave up first blood right about halfway through the second period, but the Vipers have scored 3 straight to make it 3-1. Here's Big Hot Men putting one down, trying to close that gap from way outside, trying to catch the Vipers goalie sleeping. We switch ends, and the Vipers now defending off to my left, going left to right, and the Big Hot Men going from our right to left, defending the zone off to our right. Once again, thanks everybody for joining us on the stream. If you're just joining us, the Victoria Vipers lead the Big Hot Men 3-1. able to take advantage of a power play opportunity as well. So 5-on-4 definitely makes a big difference. Men's D action. More action going on afterwards as well. Remember, CanadaBallHockey.ca. Right up there in the neutral zone, and here come the Vipers along the left alley. Centering pass, and Spence right there again one more time. Spence right there one more time. Crazy. Beautiful night for hockey. Then after this, you've got the Calgary Blazers versus Farlow HC, and then the Oakville Ducks and Weiserhood. I'll tell you, where do they come up with some of these names? It's pretty cool, though. So we're almost halfway through the final frame with the Victoria Vipers leading 3-1. Puck in the near corner. Now going to be carried along the wall behind and over to the far side by the Big Hot Men. Vipers bring it down in and take the right hand, and that's a nice pass. That was a really nice cutter feed from the right wing to the cutter, and then beat Spence. And with about 9 minutes, I'm going to call it about 9 minutes left to go here in the final frame, what was a very, very close game to begin things out with. Like I said, 0-0. 0-0 at the end of one. The Victoria Vipers have now scored 4 straight to make it 4-1. So we'll have women's hockey action for you tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, a couple women's games. And then we get back to the dudes. Men's C, Victoria Vipers and Sherwood Park Ball Hogs. Nobody likes a ball hog, do they? I guess as long as you score, that's a different story. Here come the Vipers coming back the other way after the Big Hot Men unable to do anything offensively. Almost a one-and-done situation. When you get one shot and then it comes back the other way, it tends to add to the frustration that you're feeling. Well, the Big Hot Men bring it down, try to center it. Look to center it. It ends up way up high. Now here, the Big Hot Men trying to take a right-handed running wrister from the right side. 4-1, Victoria leading the Big Hot Men. Coming at you live from Edmonton Soccer Center South. Back up through the neutral zone along the right alley, carries it across. Can't get a shot off, though. Gets his pocket picked. Picked and stripped. Now over in the far corner. Whoa, a little bit of physicality. Ending up down. Yard sale. Yard sale. Lost a stick. All right, letting them play. Letting them play. You know, every time a player goes down, every time a runner goes down, doesn't necessarily mean it's a penalty, but I'm thinking somebody might be going to the sin bin here. Nope. My bad. Folks, it isn't often that I say this. I was wrong. Just a wholesale change Just blue liners over here doing their job. Face off in the ring to the right of goal. Sent along the wall over to the far side. Trying to make something happen. Comes up. Here's a one-timer. Man, that ball takes right off of that stick. That ball takes right off of that stick. The way these guys shoot from so far out. They shoot from so far out. But they're scoring. It's because that ball is an absolute laser. It's a rocket ship coming off of that stick. Face off. Ball ends up all the way back in the other end of the floor. So that'll be an icing or a flooring, and we will have another face-off in the ring to the right of goal. There you see it, folks. 4-1 in the third. The Big Hop men, they got to find a way to get rid of that straight number. They got to find a way to get something on goal. They got to get some good looks here. First thing would be to win that face-off, and they don't. It's won by the Vipers, who send it all the way down to the other end, and we're doing it all over again. We're going to do it all over again here, folks. Face off this time in the ring to the left of goal. Ball active, coming up to the neutral zone. Pass over to the far alley. Now pass back to the center alley. Drop pass, shot. Man, that was kind of textbook ball movement right there. Textbook ball movement by the Vipers. And I think like a race car that likes a long run, the longer this thing goes on, the better the Vipers are getting. The better they're starting to put themselves in positions to achieve. And any mistakes they make, I think that the Big Hop men have to be there to pounce on those mistakes. So up into mid-floor, right here by the red line. Nice little scrum and a battle. And there was Ethan Minovich that was in on that. Gets dumped into the Vipers zone. Vipers are going to pick it up. They can't bring it through on the carry. Now they do over on the left-hand side. Bring it across the blue line. Tried to poke it away. Tried to pass it over here on the right wing. Taken and run out by the Vipers. So somebody is going to the sin bin, I think, for that. Or was that I think that might have just been an offside call. Yeah, we're still 5-on-5, Spazzy. Here we go. Right on the dot on the opposite side of the Vipers, who lead this thing 4-1. Vipers leading 4-1, and time is starting to run out on the Big Hop men. The Vipers bring it down, and I'll tell you what, that is a big dude to be able to play the goal like that. Now, if you watch, when Spence stands up, he's a big boy. You know, if you can get your shoulders above the crossbar, you have a really good chance of filling a lot of space. You know, because you'll be bent over for most of the time. You got to have a really good back and legs to be a goalie. Here's the Big Hop men with an opportunity to try to make something happen. Up here on the left wing. Up here on the left wing, that was Gavin Sawatsky. Now bumped down into the far corner. And once again, the Big Hop men unable to really mount any kind of offense. So ball behind the Vipers' goal. And like I said, the longer this thing goes on, the better it seems the Vipers are getting and the more confident they carry themselves. So action stopped here at right around 5 minutes left to go here in the final frame. Face off in the ring to the right of goal. It's down, and the Big Hop men, the BHM, they try to get a runner building right off of the face-off and just can't do it. So the Vipers with the 4-1 lead. I don't know. You think they're content with the short time, 6-7 minutes? You think they're content to try and play keep away? Do they want to add to that 3-goal differential? Puck cleared out down to the Big Hop men end. Yeah, we completely missed that. Camera missed that one, baby. Camera missed that one. Victoria knocking another one down. So Victoria knocking another one down, and I don't know. I think the way this thing goes, that might be the sealer on the coffin. We'll see. Not to besmirch anybody, but we're looking at 5-1 now, and the way that the Big Hop men have not been able to really get anything mounted offensively.